Welcome, High Vibe Tribe. My name is Stephanie, and this is my YouTube channel, Divine Hippie 2222. And today is lesson number 2 in Let's Learn the Art of Tarot. So as I'm doing this, I was studying the cards, and I was really drawn to go out of order. Someone really needs to hear this message. We're going to be talking about card number 16, the Tower. Someone, this message is for someone, or many someones. I'm not sure who, but this is the card that I was really drawn to talk about today. So, the Tower represents accidents. The muscular system is the organ that it represents, consisting of skeletal, smooth, and cardiac muscles. It permits movement of the body, maintains posture, and circulates blood. Meow. So, it is ruled by Mars, and Mars is unexpected change and actions or arguments. So someone needs to be warned that this is coming up, okay? Let me see, where are my other cards? This is my Tower card for, I think it's called the Tarot of Cat People. And this is my Tower card for my Halloween deck. So, okay. The general message for the Tower card in the upright position, okay? See if I can get that. Okay. Okay. Mental breakdowns, accidents, chaos, destruction, sudden upheaval, trauma, unexpected change, disaster, loss, tragedy, revelations, confusion, pain, divorce, abuse, violence, bankruptcy, or natural disasters. This is the worst card in the deck if you're ever going to get a bad omen card, okay? This is the card that you really need to brace yourself for. This change is usually scary, life-changing, and often unavoidable. A negative Tower event is the equivalent to a bomb going off in your life. A tremendously difficult situation. You don't know how you'll survive it. Something that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy, but it's going to make you into the person that you are, okay? It's going to transform you. It's a needed process. I say needed in the fact that you may have avoided warnings previously, so it blows up and turns into this Tower moment, okay? So at this point, it is needed because all the other warnings that you have been given were ignored or not recognized, okay? A positive aspect of this card is the destruction it brings is usually directed at something that was built on false beliefs or a false foundation, or unrealistic goals and dreams. Also, with destruction, it's always followed by renewal and creation. It can represent a whole host of tragic, traumatic, or life-altering events, like the death of a loved one, divorce, a bad breakup, assault, rape, violent abuse, stillbirth, miscarriage, child abuse, bankruptcy, a drug overdose, a car crash, or job loss, just to name a few. And those are pretty traumatic, and those are pretty hardcore, guys. This is not something to scoff at, okay? It's a massive upheaval. If the surrounding cards are positive, then this will represent a big change, like going to live in another country. It will be a scary adjustment, but the change, and it will change your life as you know it, but ultimately the change will be a good one, okay? The placement of the tower is important too. If it's in a past position, it's telling you what you went through. If it's in the present position, it's what you're currently going through. If it's in the future position, you are on a path that is leading to danger and it's warning you to avoid it. Okay? It can also warn of natural disasters such as earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes, etc. Now that's the upright meaning, guys. Okay? So the general meaning in reverse, resisting change. I guess I'll turn them around. Sorry guys. Trying to get everything all squared away. Okay. Resisting change. Averting disaster. Avoiding tragedy. Delaying the inevitable. Avoiding loss. Can be a sign that you have narrowly avoided a disaster. Learn from this lesson or experience in order to prevent from this lesson from coming back around again. Guys, if you don't learn the lesson the first time, it will rear its ugly head later on in life, okay? Delaying the inevitable. Are you running from big change? Without darkness, how would you ever be able to learn to appreciate the light? Okay? It is time to turn and face the music. Confronting it won't be easy, but it will eventually lead you to a new beginning. Has your tower moment already occurred? This card in reverse warns you to not try and rebuild what you had in the past, but to seek something new and better to build in place of what was destroyed, as it was destroyed for a reason. Okay? Let go and focus on creating something new. You may be trying to hold on to people that are no longer supporting you in the way that they once did. Let go of them and allow them to go their own way so new people can come into your life. Guys, anytime God, the universe, spirits shake things up, anytime they take something away, they will replace it with something better. Okay? So I just felt really drawn to do this card today. So again, we're going to go. So the muscular system, it allows things to move. Well, the tower makes everything stop. It just stops. We have to rethink, reflect, and see how it is we're going to advance and how we're going to move. This is a disaster, guys. However, you see the tower crack, it's cracking, it's breaking, it's on fire. But the foundation it's built on. In the upright position, the foundation was a lie. In reversed, you may have avoided it. Okay? How appropriate. Okay. The change is usually scary, life-changing, and often unavoidable. See how the tower is blown off, the lightning striking, and the ghosts are all fleeing for their lives? That's basically what's going to happen. Okay? Whatever this is, that means something major is going to occur. This is not a card to be taken lightly. This is a card to be taken seriously. Okay? It's ruled by Mars. Unexpected change, action, or arguments. Okay? So try to be mindful. try to be as calm and serene as you possibly can. Sometimes things are just out of our control. And when that happens, sit back and try to go with the flow as best as possible. Okay? Now, for a love and a relationship context, the Tower for a relationship, it's a bad omen. Possible breakups, separation, or divorce. You and or your partner are going through a difficult or traumatic event that will push your relationship to the absolute limit. See, the neck is breaking on the cat, and the man and the woman and the cat are jumping ship. I mean, this is hardcore, guys. If you want your relationship to survive, you will need to try to be there for each other and maintain open and honest communication. If your relationship does survive, the Tower tells you that the relationship will have changed significantly. This is not necessarily a bad thing in this sense, as destruction or false beliefs, so that the relationship may come out completely changed, but with a more solid and honest foundation. I forgot to say this in the beginning, guys. There are 3 websites that I use for this information. One, I think, is called thetarotguide.com. I love this website because it gives you the information for the upright position, for a general reading, love and relationship, money and career, health, and spiritual. Upright and reversed for all 5. So this is the information that I'm going over. Then there's one website, I think it's called the Hoodoo Root Supply. I'm not sure, but the link is below. And this is the relationship. This is the link that I'm using to find out what organs, what parts of the body are connected to each card. And then the third website, and I think it's called Numerology something. I don't remember, but that's also listed below. And this is the website that tells me what cards are ruled by, like what zodiac signs or what planets or what moons. Okay. So Mars is ruled by Mars rules the Tower. Unexpected change, action, or arguments. Okay, so let me kind of recap since I kind of interrupted myself. This is not necessarily a bad thing regarding being in a relationship if the relationship survives, because the destruction, it's going to bring about destruction of false beliefs so that the relationship may come out completely changed, but with a more solid and honest foundation. But getting to this point will be one of the most difficult things you will go through as a couple. Okay? Now, if you're single in the upright position, the Tower signifies you may suddenly have to face an uncomfortable revelation about why you're single. Has your ego or your arrogance been getting in the way of you forming a healthy relationship? That's always a possibility, guys. We need to really seriously take a look at ourselves as well. It's not always just other people, okay? Because it takes 2 to tango. So someone else, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's what I mean. Possible chaotic or destructive events will break down your ego. It will teach you humility and improve your chances of a happy, healthy relationship in the future. Also a possible indicator of violence or assault. So it is a warning to be mindful of your personal safety when getting out there and meeting new people. Now, don't be overly cautious, okay? We need to be mindful. We need to have fun, but we need to be, aware, okay? Keep your wits about you and take appropriate safety precautions. Okay. So, love and relationship in the reverse. If you're in a relationship, it's an indication that while you know your relationship is as good as over, you're avoiding actually ending it for fear of the pain that it will bring. You need to face the facts and understand that as long as you hold on to something that's broken, you're preventing yourself from moving on to something better. Going through the tower with your relationship intact, this advice is telling you not to try and get the relationship back to the way it was previously. You need to decide if this new version of your relationship is something that you want. Okay? Now, if you're single, you may have avoided a disastrous relationship with someone who is possibly dangerous, abusive, or violent. I told you guys, I'm not trying to fluff this up. The Tower card is hardcore, okay? You may be delaying or completely avoiding dealing with a traumatic or painful breakup. Now, you're single, so this would be something from the past, okay? This approach may seem easier than facing it, avoiding it, right? The avoidance approach may seem easier than facing it up to what you've been through. But it's actually stopping you from moving on in your love life, okay? So stop and face whatever it is you're running from. Learn what you can from it, then draw a line under it and leave it in the past where it belongs. Okay? Then, gotta stretch my legs out, guys. Sorry. Okay, money and career in the upright. A possible indication of a lack of job security, redundancy, or job loss. It could also indicate a big change in your current position, which will bring you unwelcome stress and may prove difficult and could ultimately lead to a better position or more security. It's a warning to be careful with your money. It's an extreme negative, and it could possibly represent bankruptcy. Avoid risky investments during this time. There may be an unexpected upheaval coming in financial terms. So if you haven't put away any money for a rainy day, you'd better do it now and quickly. Okay? Now, if it comes out in reverse for a money and career reading, you may be managing to hold on to your job under difficult circumstances. You may be successfully avoiding a job loss. Are you unhappy or dissatisfied? Consider that this outcome may not be the best thing for you. You could also be averting a financial disaster, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you should. Okay? Then, once I turn the page, sorry guys, it may be worth considering allowing whatever this negative event is to just happen so you can deal with it and move forward, rather than constantly trying to push a boulder up the hill and always struggling. Okay? For health, regarding a health reason, this is representative of accidents, being accident prone. Represents possibly a sudden illness or accident, so be mindful of your safety and well-being. If coupled with pregnancy cards, like the High Priestess or the Empress, it could indicate a difficult pregnancy, miscarriage, abortion, or stillbirth. I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. I've gone through a miscarriage, guys. They are not fun. And I wish everyone the best. Safety, take care of yourself, okay? Indication of mental health problems, which is understandable, Because the tower is generally extreme emotional turmoil and trauma. Okay? Regarding your health issues, represented by this card, they're usually followed by a period of renewal. Okay, so even though this is the worst card, there's still positive things coming after this. So it's easier not to fight it. It's easier to go with the flow. Learn what you need to learn from them and move on, okay? Like I just said that, the next notes that I took. Go with the flow and make the necessary changes in life, as these changes may ultimately prove to be for the best. If you engage in any kind of substance abuse, this is a warning to stop immediately. You may overdose. Health in reverse. You may be ignoring an illness or a warning sign of an illness, hoping it will go away. Face this head on to give yourself the best chance at recovery. It may indicate that a health scare may turn out to be nothing serious. And as such, you have averted a disaster by going and getting it checked out. Okay? Burying your head in the sand will not do you any good in terms of health issues. Burying your head in the sand won't do you any good, period, no matter what the context of that is. For spirituality in the upright position, possibly a big storm that reduces your house to rubble, destroying everything you thought was secure and showing you that the foundations were not as solid as you once believed they were. You still have to face sadness, loss, grief, anger, and confusion at this horrible turn of events. However, out of the rubble, you have the chance to build a better home with a more solid foundation. Means destruction of old beliefs, personal crisis of faith, or some sort of scandal or revelation, which will force you to rethink your whole belief system. With destruction comes renewal. So this sudden change actually opens you up to a more spiritual path in the long run, based on a solid foundation of truth. The foundation is solid, but what you've built on is not. So, spirituality in the reverse position. You may have realized that old beliefs that once... You may have realized that old beliefs that once hold dear are now proving to be false, but you're resisting letting them go. Feeling like you don't have those beliefs? You don't know what to believe in? Do you fear backlash from others who still hold those old beliefs and are afraid to break with the status quo? Face your truth. Let go of that which is not working for you in order to move forward and find your true spiritual path. Okay? This will not be easy, but it will be worth it in the end. Okay? So guys, the major message, no matter whether it's general, love and finance, money and career, health or spirituality, is a major upheaval. Okay? It represents the muscular system. So to get the muscular system back up and running, you have to go through this period of turmoil. The universe is forcing this upon you. Okay? For one reason or another, based on your choices, the other person's choices, circumstances, whatever it is, however this resonates for you. But allowing this to occur will permit movement back into your life. And it will bring about renewal and balance. Okay? These are not just, cutesy designs. And, some people don't believe in tarot, and that is perfectly acceptable. That's fine for them. But, and I know this is, cartoony, but look at it. I mean, the top of the mansion has exploded and is blowing off. The cat's neck is breaking and exploding wide open. The head's falling off. The tower has literally, it's going up in smoke. These are metaphors for what is going to occur. Okay? Now, hopefully this is not a metaphor for everyone that views this. But I felt the need to do this message today instead of the magician. The magician was going to be my next message. But I was really drawn to give this one. So I feel like someone needs to hear this. Yes, the purpose of this is, yes, let's learn tarot, okay? Let's learn how to read the cards. Let's learn what they mean. Let's learn how to help people, okay? In the best manner possible for them. But this is also a warning, guys. This is a warning. Chaos, destruction, sudden upheaval, trauma, unexpected change, disaster, loss, tragedy, revelations, because you will never figure things. That's not a fair statement. If the tower shows up, you have most likely avoided the lessons that you could have learned to avoid this. Sometimes they're avoidable, sometimes they're not, okay? But revelations come through dark times. We can't ever be happy unless we experience the darkness. Okay? Balance, light and dark, right? Confusion, pain, divorce, abuse, violence, bankruptcy, or natural disasters. Again, it's ruled by Mars. Sudden upheaval, unexpected change, action or arguments. So, the muscular system. It's like your body from head to toe. It's the skeleton, your muscles, right? This is a whole life-changing event. Not a section of your life. Head to toe, life-changing event. Okay? Excuse me, I'm sorry. So, be mindful when this card appears. Okay? It's best to face the music. Learn the lessons that you can. Learn the lessons that are needed so this doesn't come back around and bite you in the butt. Okay? Now, so it's not all doom and gloom. The tower can be positive if it's surrounded by positive cards, because consequences are not necessarily all negative. Okay? Consequences are positive and negative. So depending upon the cards that surround the tower, if the cards are positive, it's going to be a positive tower event. Okay? If there are negative cards that surround the tower, it's going to be a negative tower event. And we'll get into other cards and how they, relate to each other later on. We're just doing individual cards. We're focusing on the meanings of the cards, okay? Anyone can learn to read tarot, and there's nothing wrong with anyone learning to read tarot. It also takes intuition. It also takes intuition. Anyone can read the definition of a card, but cards, intuition comes Intuition comes in handy because if you own a tarot deck, you know the books don't give massive descriptions on each card, okay? So it gives a highlight. But intuition comes into play as to what to pay attention to on the card specifically, how the story fits together, okay? So someone needed to hear this. I hope everyone's okay. I hope you guys stay safe. Remember, this is going to allow balance to flow back into your life after this period is over. It's going to be painful. It's going to be a struggle. Find your support system. Okay? If you don't have anybody, my contact information's below. Feel free to reach out to me. If I can help you, I will. Okay? We need to be here to support each other, guys. We need to be here to bring each other up, lift each other up. Someone needs to hear this. Okay? I give this message with compassion and understanding because I went through my own tower moment myself. I went through back to back to back tower moments. I lost my life. No, that's not a fair statement. I lost the essence of my life. I lost people who I thought were my friends. But it turns out they were just fake people. So it was a good thing that I lost them. I lost my job. It was actually a blessing in disguise, being on the other end of it. I got pregnant for the first time in my life. I lost my baby. I had a miscarriage. It was the worst thing in the world. Worst feeling. It's the one thing I've wanted more than anything else. And I had it, and it was taken away from me. But the message that I took from that is I can get pregnant. Then I lost my marriage. That's what I meant when I said I lost my life. Not like my physical life, but I mean literally every aspect of my life crumbled and crashed. Okay? So I'm not just saying, oh, if I can do something for you, let me know. I've been through that experience. I lost positive aspect. I lost fake friends. I lost a toxic job situation. I know I can get pregnant. And I lost a toxic relationship. Okay? None of those things were really serving me. They weren't. But I had to go through them. I had to go through them to come out better. If I hadn't have gone through those things, I wouldn't have started reading tarot cards. I would not have started this YouTube channel because I had a tarot reader there for me to guide me through this pain, this grief, this loss, this suffering, loss in more than one area. And through this, I started my own spiritual journey. I started on my own spiritual path. Now in May, it's been 14 months since all of this occurred for me. Do I wish those things hadn't have happened back to back to back? Yeah, I do. However, they happened. I'm stronger because of it. I'm a better individual because of it. Not that I was a bad individual before, but poor choices led me to the position that I was in. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Someone needs to hear this. Someone needs to know this is coming up for you. Have a reading done. Reach out to me. It doesn't matter, guys. I don't want to benefit off of somebody's loss, but have a reading done. Figure out what's going on so you can brace yourself, so you can prepare yourself as best as possible. There's no way I could have prepared myself to lose every single one of my friends, to lose my job, my financial security, and my stability, to lose the one thing I wanted more than anything else in the world, to be pregnant, to lose my baby, and then to lose my marriage. It's horrible. It's not fun. It's not pleasant. That's why I'm back at my mom's house, guys. I'm not just a loser that, never made anything of themselves. I'm rebuilding my life after my tower events. Back to back to back. Get a reading done. If this isn't going to affect you, then good. Hopefully you took from this what the true purpose of this video is, to learn to read the cards. So this card, I'm sorry, this card is not the card that you want to have show up in your reading. But if it does, you want to do everything you can to prepare for it as best as possible. Okay? Guys, you're not in this alone. You may feel like you are, but you're not. I've come out of this. I'm still working to come out of this. Okay? I'm still working on it. It's a process. And it may not take 14 months for you. It may take 3 months. It may take 6 months. It may take 2 weeks. I doubt it. Traumatic events, right? Serious traumatic events. Be mindful. Be aware. Okay? All right, guys. I'm grateful to have this opportunity to reach out and to help someone, or many someones. If it's relevant, I'll share my story with the cards that come up. If it's not relevant, then I won't. But I need to share my story because it's going to help someone else heal, or other people heal. And if you've had a tower event, and if you've been through something traumatic, then you should share your story so that you can aid others in their healing process. Okay? All right, guys. Peace, love, and happiness. Bye.